Ripple has a new chance in its case against the SEC, and it could make things come to an end much quicker. Besides that, what does XRP's price outlook look like? Could we see another rally soon? Stay tuned till the end of the video to find out. But first, we are giving away 25 XRP coins at the end of the month to one random subscriber to start on their XRP journey. All you need to do is to like the video, subscribe and comment your thoughts on XRP in the comment section. Welcome back XRP Army. The specific dispute is not mentioned in the letter. However, in the fourth quarter of 2021, the court ordered the SEC to respond to Ripple's interrogatories seeking to establish the authenticity or genuineness of a document, as well as the interrogatories concerning Ripple's extraterritorial defense and the fair notice defense. The ones that pertain to the fair notice defense are the ones that would have been waived if the judge had granted the SEC's move to strike the fair notice defense. However, she did not do so. Those are the ones that would have been waived if the judge had granted the SEC's move to strike the fair notice defense. Defendants plan to submit a letter move to compel, and in reference to the motion, the parties have agreed to the proposed timetable and page limits that are detailed in the following paragraphs. The number of pages that are contained in the motion filed by the defendants will not exceed 7. The letter of opposition that the SEC would write in response to the motion that was made by the defendants would have a maximum length of 7 pages and would be delivered within 10 business days of the motion being made. In response to the opposition from the SEC, the defendants will provide a rebuttal, which will not be any more than 4 pages and will be submitted within 7 business days. Concerning the page limits, the defendants believe that a combined motion of 7 pages or fewer, which is less than the 5-page per party limit provided by Section 2(c) of the court's individual practices in civil cases, will allow the court to fully consider the factual basis and legal issues raised in the motion and serve the interests of judicial economy and efficiency. This is because a combined motion of 7 pages or fewer is less than the limit of 5 pages provided by Section 2(c) of this information was included in the letter. By the way, did you know that Ripple has such a great chance? Let us know in the comment section down below. The SEC is required to file hundreds of answers to Ripple's RFAs, requests for admission, on many different fronts, ranging from questions regarding XRP sales offshore and the fair notice defense to questions regarding whether or not the XRP ledger was fully functional when the sales took place in 2013. The SEC is required to file these responses by a certain deadline. After the judge decided that the issues requested in the interrogatories were relevant to the litigation, 2 Orlando-based Hogan attorneys named Jeremy and Thien Vu supplied some substantial insights into the RFA problem toward the end of the previous calendar year. As the circumstantial evidence offered by the SEC became increasingly clear, Ripple emerged victorious from this conflict. The Securities and Exchange Commission is going to be forced to allege that Ripple sold its product to retail customers as though there was an investment contract. This allegation is going to be made because of a pending lawsuit. The SEC either has to admit there is nothing in writing that forms an investment contract and therefore admit that the case is circumstantial, or it can go through each and every contract and try and find something in the contract that somehow ties Ripple to people who bought XRP on Coinbase last year. The legal expert has a hunch that the plaintiff won't follow that line of argument and will instead concede that it is pursuing a marketing case. This is the expert's gut instinct about what will happen. However, you can win that case, but it isn't the easiest way to win, which is analogous to the situation where there is no hard evidence such as fingerprints or eyewitnesses in a murder case. Comment, XRP Army, if you believe Ripple will win the case using this chance. Is there any indication that the price of XRP is taking any of this into consideration? The price is currently trading in a region that is completely under the seller's control, and they are the ones who are in command of the situation. The previous week saw the 6th largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization drop to new lows compared to the previous 52 weeks. These new lows were set over the previous week. There is a widespread consensus among market watchers that the price of XRP has not yet reached its all-time low. A single Ripple coin can be purchased for a total cost of 40 cents at the time that this article was written. The cryptocurrency known as XRP, which is developed by Ripple Labs and has been experiencing a steady downward trend since an SEC complaint was launched against it in the year 2020, was produced by Ripple Labs. Despite the fact that the majority of other cryptocurrencies reached all-time highs in 2021, the price of Ripple, which had reached an all-time high of $3.40 in 2018, was not able to surpass that level. Because of the ongoing legal dispute between Ripple and the SEC, the majority of institutional investors stayed away from the cryptocurrency. Despite this, during the bull run that took place over the course of the previous year, the retail fear of missing out propelled the price of XRP up to $1.96. Since the resolution of the legal issue, the price of XRP has displayed a characteristic pattern consisting of 3 higher lows and 3 lower highs since the beginning of the conclusion of the legal dispute. When this data is paired with trend lines and then evaluated, it is possible to observe the construction of a triangle with symmetrical sides. Do you agree that XRP's price could go up soon? If yes, then make sure to like this video. As a consequence of this setup, which takes place whenever 2 trend lines converge, the price is compressed, and the level of volatility experienced by the market is reduced. Because of this, a move that follows a breakout from the aforementioned coiling up will be exceedingly volatile. In contrast to the other parameters, the price of XRP was the one that broke through the lower trend line on April 11th. Other parameters have been adjusted to have a bias. This tipped the scales toward the likelihood of a declining trend in the years to come. The technical formation indicates that there will be a rise to $0.362 that is comparable to a 46% increase. This estimate was reached by adding the distance between the initial swing high and low to the breakout point. The price of XRP has decreased by 56% since the collapse, which occurred when it broke through the support levels of $0.693 and $0.509 and reached the $0.362 barrier. At the moment, the remittance token is trading at 41 cents, which represents a rebound rally of 25% from its low point of $0.362, which saw an increase in the number of purchases being made. The symmetrical wedge that the XRP USD chart showed it was trading inside for more than a year has finally been broken down. This can be seen in the chart. This is demonstrated by the chart's technical analysis, which can be found here. It is currently selling at 41 cents, which is 78% lower than its all-time high of $1.96 that was reached the year before. One of the biggest contributors to the recent negative trend is the recent fall in the price of Bitcoin, which is currently trading at a level that is lower than $30,000. If the price of Ripple were to close a daily candle at a level that is lower than 33 cents, the next support region would be situated at 22 cents. Given that the value of Ripple has recently been trending in the other direction, any price forecast that is bullish at this time appears unlikely to come true. On the other side, the price might reach 88 cents in the event of a bull run if the ongoing case is decided in favor of XRP. This would cause the price to skyrocket. Any gains in the future would, of course, be dependent on the prevailing mood of the market at the exact point in time when such gains would be realized. What do you think about Ripple's new chance? Will it help XRP's price? Let us know in the comment section. If you want to continue to know about XRP, we have got 2 videos waiting for you on the end screen to check out. Make sure to subscribe and give us a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Kindly note that prices of cryptocurrencies frequently change, so by the time you watch this video, it might have changed to a whole new value. The information provided in this video does not constitute investment advice, financial advice, trading advice, or any other sort of advice, and you should not treat any of the content as such. The content in this video is for educational purposes only and hence should not be considered financial advice. Do conduct your due diligence and consult your financial advisor before making any investment decisions.